Okay, we are setting up our live broadcast here for New Horizons of Wisconsin, and we are going to make sure that we're streaming live into our Facebook Live feed. So, welcome to the call today. Tracy is standing by, and she's going to help us learn about Gen Z and IT careers after high school. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach, by the way. So, we're going to have a nice time today. So, Jesse, I'm going back into the Facebook Live event. Are we good?
We are live.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, friends, we are ready. And we do this like a little television show. So you get to see behind the scenes there. So let's start the show now. Okay, super. High school is done. And maybe you're struggling with what's next. What should I do? College doesn't seem like a thing. And working part-time at the store, man, I can't do that for the rest of my life. So what am I going to do? I kind of like computers, but is there a way to make a career out of that? Yes, there is. And on today's show, we're talking about Gen Z and IT careers after high school with a youth lead career navigator, Tracy Wren Ragsdale. Welcome to the interview presented by New Horizons Computer Learning Center of Wisconsin. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. Now, this show is a one-on-one interview and a Q&A with a subject matter expert, but you are a part of the program as well. So if you have a question as we go along, drop into the chat and let us know, and we'll have Tracy answer your questions. If you're serious about getting a new gig, don't forget the thousands of training courses New Horizons can offer you to up-level your skills. From an intro to computers you can take right on your mobile device, to Windows training, to immersive technology courses to prep you in the growing fields of cloud computing and more. New Horizons is making computer training simple and fun so you can get a job better than you can even imagine. Learn more at newhorizonswi.com. The show is also sponsored by Forward Careers. Looking to launch a new career or change careers but don't know where to start? Maybe you lost your job during COVID or your company closed and you want to know what else might be out there to meet your financial needs. Check out Forward Careers, the preferred source for career exploration, education and skill training, and employment connections for every person and business. Forward Careers is a team of workforce professionals that specialize in providing high-quality, effective, and accessible career services to individuals seeking to improve their employment potential in demand-driven and high-growth professions. To learn more, visit them online at forwardcareers.org. Funding is provided by the Department of Labor, Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, H-1B Tech Hire Grant, Department of Corrections, Windows to Work, and Children and Families Independent Living. With all of that, let's bring out our guest because I have a feeling she's going to help us out today. Well, good morning, Tracy Wren Ragsdale. How are you today?
Oh, Pat, doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to have you on today because I have a feeling you're going to help a lot of people. But before we get into the nuts and bolts and we help some people find their future through IT training, let's catch up on you. So can you tell us about your background and how you got to be a career lead navigator?
Well, I was one of those kids that didn't know what I wanted to do when I got done with high school as well. And took me some time to figure it out. And I realized that I wanted to help. I always had the desire of wanting to help someone. So I enrolled into college and I gained my bachelor's degree in human service, and I grabbed a concentration with criminal justice, and I landed a job with DWFS, and I began working in the youth department, and it became my career. And I just really enjoy helping the youth find their career goal. I enjoy listening to their stories of how they a lot of them don't know what to do, where to go, where to begin. And I just kind of help them make that decision and help guide them to the right path and give them different type of career assessments to help them make the final decision of which way to go. And they end up making the right decision. And I hear later the success stories, which always makes me feel great. So that's kind of pretty much my background.
And doing that job means you're dealing with someone who really doesn't know which way to go sometimes. Yes. So How are they feeling at that point in their life? What are some of the emotions that are going through them as they try and make a big decision like their future?
So a lot of the emotions is that they just don't know. Some do know, but just don't know how to get started, what direction, what path to take, what training place to go to, or how to sign up, how to do financial aid, or where to go as far as like IT, like where to begin. And of course, I would direct them to the place that is most that will help them, like New Horizons for sure. A lot of them, especially when it comes to IT, and a lot of them want something that's short, that's not so long nowadays. The kids don't want to be in school forever, especially with the prerequisites. They don't want to do all of that all the time. When you go to the technical colleges, you have to take all the prerequisite courses, and then a lot of them, they have the fear of failure, the fear of failure and having to repeat that class, but they know the work. They just want to dive right into doing what they are destined to do. So with that being said, I lead them to the training providers that can help them. So once they get there, they excel. Happy.
And that kind of training doesn't take forever, and you can become pretty darn proficient rather quickly in some of these programs. Let's start just how the conversation goes. You're dealing with a young person, they're trying to figure out what to do, and then you broach the topic of, well, what about IT? What is their initial reaction when you bring that up? Are they already thinking about that? Is that part of the culture, or is that something they're not really considering and you are the one that introduces it?
So they're considering it, but they don't know how to ask, So a lot of them, it's in the back of their head, but they don't know how to say they're interested in IT. And when I'll mention IT to them, they'll say, that's something that I always enjoyed in school. I always like working on computers. Do you have a training for IT? And I'm like, sure, we have IT training. And I'll tell them the different certifications that they can get, the CompTIA and the CompTIA. I can't remember all of them right now, but I'll tell them all the different certifications and then how they can take those certifications if they desire, and then go on and further their education with those certifications. And they're like, yes, sign me up. And then what they love about it, like I reiterate again, is that they do not have to do all those prerequisites, So that's the biggest thing that they love about it. So, and they're always successful when they do join New Horizons and they don't have to do so many prerequisite courses.
Yeah, you can go from nothing to competent really quickly and then get a job right away, because a lot of the firms are desperate for help, which is fantastic. So as you outline this to someone saying, hey, go get your CompTIA certification and there's a job waiting for you, do they believe you? Or do they think that, oh, this is just the career counselor lady telling me what I want to hear?
No, they believe you. And that's the thing about the youth. They believe us and they look forward to it. So if you fail them, they're going to be really sad. So you have to honor your word. They're really depending on you to help them make that career pathway real. So if I tell them that at the end of your training, we're going to help you get employment and we're going to make sure that you're successful and you're going to get a nice paying job so you can be self-sufficient in life, they're really looking forward to that, So, and if the end and we're not able to meet that goal, the kids are not going to like that. And then, word of mouth is not good, So it's very important that you keep your goal, your word for these youth,
Yeah. I'm really curious about folks that might be watching that are in a similar situation. If you have questions about what IT training is like and how long it takes and how quickly you can get employed and what your future might look like, drop that question into the chat and we'll ask Tracy during the interview. But let's go back to what their options are. If it's not IT training, what are some of the other paths that kids are choosing? Because you mentioned the long and overwhelming road of going through a junior college or a college program for who knows what at the end of that rainbow. What are some other competing career paths that are in front of them if it's not IT?
So we do have healthcare. So those are different other career options. And we do have construction. That's really, really a real popping career field right now. We have transportation for your CDLs, and that's a really, really good field for you to pursue, especially if it's someone that wants to see the world. You know, you can travel in city, out of the city. We do have manufacturing. We also have banking. So if you're interested in becoming a banker, we can help you with that BankWorks training. We also have hospitality training. So if you want to become, work into like how the hotels and different field of that nature, we can help you in that field, as well as we can help you within 7 different industries out here in the community. So that would be, as I reiterate, healthcare, construction, transportation, banking, IT, and and then it would be warehousing and hospitality.
So kids that are, 17, 18 to 21, 22, post high school, maybe not chosen their career yet. These are, natives, digital natives. They've been using computers ever since they were sitting in a restaurant on an iPad at 2 years old. Like they've known nothing other than computers this whole time, which makes me feel old, by the way, Tracy. But is there a certain flavor of IT that appeals to them? I want to do web design. I want to do security. Is there anything that they are coming to you saying, oh, I've always wanted to do this kind of IT?
The biggest one that I have is graphic design. That's the main one that I have a lot of kids that ask about is graphic design. Yeah.
Okay. So what?
And web developer. Yeah.
For sure. So when you're working with the folks at New Horizons and they are offering the programs, you would say the most kids are going into graphic design and web design. That's really the preferred route, or the most popular route, at least?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's hear some success stories. Have you talked to and advised any students that have gone on to be successful in an IT career after going through programs?
Yes. I've had one that did finish the program, and she is currently which is, I always love a woman, a strong, powerful woman there. She has gotten a really good job and she's making really good money. And she went on for web developer. And she's working for, that I probably shouldn't mention her job. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to mention her job, but she's making really good money, and she went on and she got her certifications, and she furthered degree with Milwaukee Area Technical College and grabbed her associates, and she is actually going to be starting another college. I just recently spoke with her to try to get her bachelor's, but she's making a real good amount of money, and she's taking care of her family, and she's very happy. She is so happy for what she gained through the program, and she continuously thanks us, and she's just happy that she took that path. So now that she did go on to college, she said it helped her a lot better knowing what she learned prior. It helped her be able to do her associates a lot better.
That has to be really rewarding for you personally after spending time with the students and they go get training and then they're successful and then they come back and tell you about it. Does that feel good?
Yes. That's better than money. I promise. Yes.
That's lovely.
I love the success stories. I really, really do. Especially when the kids always come back and tell me the money they're making and where they currently are in their life. And then especially when I see someone come from not knowing to knowing what they wanted, to now figuring out they have what they wanted, what they're doing now, what they wanted to do, and now they're actually doing it. They're working in it and they're succeeding in it. It just makes me so happy for them. And then their parents is just so happy, because it could be a situation where the parent just could not get through to the child or anything, and now the program was able to help them make that decision, and they are now excelling, and they're forever grateful for it.
Let's go back to something that you mentioned, because I think it's important to hear. IT careers are not just for guys, right? Are you seeing women expressing interest in IT and then, as you just told the story, finding success after IT training? That's got
kind
to
of
feel
broke.
great to see that opportunity for all, right? It used to be this stigma that it was just guys that went into IT, and it's not that way anymore, which is so
No,
exciting.
exactly. It's more. It's open, men and women,
Men
and
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 women.
it's and I like the fact that more women are starting to join that field. Come on, we need more women to IT field to come and be more web developers and be more into graphic design and join into IT so it can be evenly divided. I think that's amazing.
Absolutely. Let's put some framework around what it takes for someone who's asking questions about IT to actually get in to start doing the training. So if someone says, I'm thinking about taking some IT training because I think there might be a career for me there. Is it a long, difficult process to go from I'd like to do training to starting training? Can you just tell us what we could expect if we were curious about taking IT training?
No, it's not a long, difficult process. We would first have to make the individual eligible. Then they would have to do an enrollment process. In the youth department, we do have a program that's called Dynamic Futures that we do allow the youth to take a week where we get them. We have a work readiness program where we prepare them for the workforce. So they would have to do a compliance training, and we do their resume. And in the compliance training, we have like youth ethics in the workplace and sexual harassment in the workplace, different things that they would encounter in the workplace. So they would get prime examples and be taught how to handle those situations should they arise in the workplace. We would make sure that they have a resume because you do need these things when you're going to be applying for a job afterward. We do a build your assessment, and then we just have 3 like virtual webinars, which one being financial literacy, motivational interviewing, and resume development. And from there, I'll get in touch with Abby, and then Abby will start her process, and then we'll get you guys get them started.
That's amazing. Yeah, Abby will take good care of you, right?
Yeah, Abby's
She's
gonna
good
take
like that.
great care. Yes, she is.
Is there I only have a few more questions, but I am curious
Mhm,
because I'm trying to empower someone that might be watching this going, okay, I could see myself doing IT. Are there
mhm.
any misconceptions? Like you mentioned the overwhelm, and they might think it takes a long time, and it's not overwhelming and it doesn't take a long time. Are there any other misconceptions that students consistently bring to you that you're like, no, it's not like that. It's like this. Can you think of anything else like that?
No, not offhand.
Hmm.
No, not offhand. Not really, Pat.
Okay.
Not too much
No,
offhand.
well, it sounds like we've nailed it then. We're just so good. We've already got it all out, right?
Yeah.
That's just, we're good. We're good.
Mhm.
How about this? Last question for you then is if someone's considering IT as their future career, what would your advice be? Is it something you would support? And what would you tell them if a student said, yeah, IT, I'm thinking about it?
I would definitely support that decision, and I would tell them that they're making a great decision, and that that's the new uprising career, to run with it. I mean, technology is the way to go right now. So definitely, I would support them and be 100% behind them, and I would tell them that don't stop. Continue your education with it. Once you gain those certifications, yes, get your employment, but continue on with post-secondary education and just keep building upon it so that you can go further and further within that career.
One of those things where you can get a job while you're in college because you can make great money while you're continuing your education, like you say. Well,
Hmm.
Youth Lead Career Navigator Tracy Wren Ragsdale for Dynamic Workforce Solutions. Thanks for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem, Pat. I had a great
Uh,
time.
it's my pleasure. Okay, so that's how it goes, right? If you're sitting there right now thinking about, gosh, what's next for me in my career? IT training could be the way to go. And like Tracy said, Abby and the team will take good care of you. So thank you, Tracy, for being a guest on the show today. If you want to improve your chances of landing your next great job, make sure to check out newhorizonswy.com and chat with our training staff. They're standing by like literally right now, like test them. Go to our website, right? Go ahead, go to the website and say, hey, is anyone home? And I guarantee you they'll call you right back. Like they're literally standing by to help you find your IT future. They'll match you with the training that you're interested in and you need to land a terrific opportunity. That website again, newhorizonswi.com. And also thank you to our sponsor, Forward Careers. And Tracy has shared with me that her program has an age range of 16 to 24. So it's quite a wide range. So maybe you're out of high school and you really haven't latched onto your future yet. All the way up to 24, that program is available. So thank you, Tracy, for sharing that. I appreciate it. The next episode of The Interview presented by New Horizons, this little show that we do here, will be on Tuesday, August 10th at 10 a.m. We'll learn how to network better, like literally network, not like computer networks, like learn how to meet people so they will know, like, and trust you. We'll talk with Lori Rifkin, the creator of Lunch with Lori, who takes a scientific process on how to build your personal network so you can get out there, make friends, influence people, and get a great job, right? Because that's why we're here. I'm Pat Miller, your host. Thanks for tuning into the